The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB is proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven.
So today, we are at the office of Tonyi Senayah, Chief Executive Officer for Horseman Shoes. And in the next 21 minutes, we're going to have a very, very interesting conversation with him. Stay tuned.
When we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible, and new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
From weekend warrior to workhorse, when you get behind the wheel of the new MGZS. The luxurious sedan experience meets the rugged frontier spirit of the SUV. Indulgently generous interiors, hill start assist system for unwanted uphill traffic, and the touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay for easy mobile phone. Designed for the driven.
As we look at all the challenges, all the things that perhaps inhibits the progress of the young entrepreneur, let's take a look at some of the other things. So one, you've spoken to us about attitude, right? You've given us a fair idea about the kinds of things we all need to subscribe to, how we all need to pay a lot of attention to our credibility by being a lot more honest and the like. What more do you think is like, and of course, I see it as a two-way thing though, so there's a lot that's expected of the entrepreneur, there's a lot that is expected of the system also, in a way to help or to complement the efforts of the entrepreneur. So what are the other things you think we should pay a bit more attention to?
For me, I subscribe to everything that the entrepreneurs, the stories that you've heard. Yes, taxes. I remember in his first budget to the nation, the finance minister, Ken, mentioned that they will set up a business advisory, secretariat where businesses can walk in and seek advice on registration, tax, SNAT, all those stuff. Right. So when he said it, I said, this guy has gotten it right, because these are the challenges affecting businesses. Yeah. Government always say that they would widen the tax net. You see, some small businesses are not able to fulfill their tax obligation, not because it is deliberate. Honestly, some even don't know how to go about it. True. Some don't know how to go about the PE, the VAT, withholding tax and all that.
Even the calculation.
Yeah, my auditor will tell me that, look, I shouldn't fret so much. Even established businesses don't know how to go about it. So I was hoping that he would implement this and get these guys young and instill that discipline in being, there's a word, in being compliant right from the start. But like the politician, he just mentioned it.
But I've seen a lot of changes at the Registrar General's department, for instance, and they offer a lot of advisory services. Yes,
Registrar General is changing. When we started, it was hell. You would even go to do...
You even need a Guru boy to register for you.
Exactly.
That's true.
So the bureaucracies and the government agencies, they can streamline their operations and also be friendly. When an entrepreneur hear a taxman or GRE, they get angry, because when you go to GRE offices, it's more like an intimidation. Then, why are you not that? No, but see, understand these guys. They are the ones doing everything by themselves. So even the time to sit down paying money is difficult.
Of course.
Paying money
Extremely.
is difficult. So if you don't coerce them in a nice way, then you lose these guys. The reason why is there's always the same people who be paying the taxes. And Finance Minister again in one of his budgets said that business owners at below the age of 35 would enjoy some tax rebates.
Yeah.
You go to GRA offices, they will tell you they don't know about it.
Have you ever enjoyed any tax rebates?
No, please. None. So these things, if we are not deliberate, we will stifle businesses. You see, we struggle to build a business and cross the 5-year mark where businesses fail. Now, when you cross the 5-year mark and you become self-aware of certain things, by the time you go back to GRA, you have accrued a lot of debt you have to pay. Then that alone can even cripple the business.
That's true.
So if we are not so deliberate to handhold businesses to navigate these challenges, look, we always come back in circles.
So how about the incubator programs that sometimes are out there to help businesses such as yours? Are you able to take advantage of some of them?
Yes, I have been in a business accelerator program before.
Okay.
Between the period of 2014 and 2016 there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, they are good breeding grounds, you know, but it is not a guarantee that once you go through that system, you will come out successful.
Right.
I was there with some businesses who have gone under, you know. So it's a number of factors.
Interesting. Again, I know the government is also doing quite a few things through the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program to help some of these young businesses. Is it that government is not doing enough, or government is doing nothing at all? Because we hear a lot of things. So the government says, "Oh, we have done this, we have created this, we have," or maybe what is it? What am I missing?
Governments will always have programs, but my challenge is, and I've always mentioned this, that it is fragmented.
Okay.
You know,
there's no plan.
That is from what I said. That is how I see it. That we do bits and pieces here and there. If it is well coordinated, and we have a long-term vision that this is where we want to go, so let's be deliberate about it. You have poultry farmers complaining that they don't have feed. You have textiles people complaining about imports, cheap imports. You know, so what is the plan? We firefight it, short term. Then in the long term, the problems still persist. So there are a lot of government programs, but it is not well linked together.
Right.
What I want to see is a well-coordinated program, because we have a lot of opportunities in this country.
True.
A lot of opportunities. Even in the shoe making space, we have people coming from Liberia, Sierra Leone to come and buy from Ghana. And in the minds of these people, craftsmanship in Ghana is top-notch.
Yeah.
So we can be deliberate about it and create the ecosystem for people to thrive and export shoes. If this is well coordinated, Ghana will become the hub of shoemaking in West Africa, because we even export skilled labor to South Africa. Some shoemakers will, through some connection men, struggle and go to South Africa and abandon Ghana, because at a point when they will struggle and get to a point, then they plateau.
Right.
There are no opportunities for them. They cannot expand. Then they will leave. So government programs, there are a lot of them, but I would wish that it is well coordinated and thought through in the long term, not those 4 term for votes.
Stop-gap measures.
Yeah, and even sometimes some of the programs you benefit depending on the time and place that you find yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so that is one of the challenges that I have always had with the government interventions. It is too short term.
Would you say this frustration perhaps is the reason why you are so critical of government every now and then?
Is this a trick question?
I'm just asking.
Well, I am one that look, we all want a working country. You know, we all want.
You're passionate about Ghana. You want to see the country.
I would say I used to, because
you used to be passionate about
yes,
the country.
I used to be passionate.
That's a sad thing to hear.
You see, sometimes you also need your sanity. You know, mental health is real, and look, entrepreneurship is not a joke. So to also take upon yourself the burdens of the country.
No, but if you give up now, then we will never see the better Ghana.
I haven't given up. I will do the bit that I can do, but I
The passion is needed.
I am measured now. I will focus my passion on somewhere else. Maybe with my family, with my loved ones, with my friends, with my workers. Yeah, but eventually, we cannot stop talking because we want a better country. You know, we are not asking that you put $1 million in our pockets. Just make things work so all of us can live happily and enjoy the country. You know, I mean, we have traveled, we have seen what is being done elsewhere, and sometimes you ask yourself, what is this that we can't do back home? And we have people, the managers of the country, who are even well exposed than us. So you ask them, when they go, what inspiration do they come back with? You know, so it's sad. It's heartbreaking that you have so much hope that Ghana will break through. But you get there and nothing happens. You know, so I am measured now. I'm in my corner doing my bit. When I die, I go.
So you stop criticizing governments?
Yes. I mean, to what extent?
Some say it's because you've been threatened.
No.
You've never been threatened.
I have not had any threats. I mean, for the politicians, even sometimes their followers, they will come attacking you once you express your opinion. You know, and I did it with NDC. Oh, I am NPP, and when NPP came, you say one thing.
So you did campaign against the former president on Twitter, because you seem to.
No, it wasn't a campaign.
Okay,
against.
you raised a lot of issues at the time.
I was very expressive, and John is a good guy. See, before he mentioned me, they told him that, Chief, this guy has been criticizing. He said, no, he's okay. He's Ghanaian, you know. So he mentioned me in February.
Yeah, the State of the Nation address.
Yes.
I remember very well.
And then in July, 1st July, I went on a demonstration against him. Yes, and then the party were very, very angry. So he got in touch again and told me to stay away from law. He said, Tonyi, our politics is so vicious. If you want to do business, stay away from politics. And I was touched because this is a certain president who has worn your shoes, giving you an endorsement money cannot pay for. You went on a demonstration against him. He still called you. Yeah, he still called and gave me an advice, you know. So
John Mahama himself called you and advised you?
Yeah, he was someone. So I told someone about the situation. Oh, no, okay, he will speak to him. So he was the first, and then we had there. He said, no, he has seen the pictures and videos of me at the demonstration, but he would advise that I focus on my.
Do you regret going for that demonstration? Do you regret essentially campaignning for change at the time? With
the benefit of hindsight, I think that it was politically incorrect. Yes, so yes, I do regret. And I also think that the conveners sold was a bit different on the ground. It was like a Ghanaian thing, but when you got there, we realized that
it was an NPP thing.
Well, they were political actors. Let me put it that way. So today, most of them who were some are finance ministers, some are GIPC, some are ministers, some are office of the president. You know, some are.
And this is the Occupy Flagstaff House
demonstration. Yeah. But for the principle for which I attended the demonstration, no, I have no regret because that time we were facing hardship and all that. But beyond that, I think that it was politically incorrect. Yeah.
I see. Have you seen or heard from John Mahama again since that time?
Yeah, I saw him in November 2020 during the campaign.
Okay.
He met a group of young business people.
Did he urge you to vote for him this time around?
Well, we had a conversation and he sold his policies and I mean, for some reason I even moderated a session, you know.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah. So
2020.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Did you vote for him?
So, Mama for me show move.
I see. Okay, at least we'll let that question slide for now at least. But I think the laughter alone is enough for you to guess whether he voted for him or not. But you're still watching the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. Today, I'm with the Chief Executive Officer for Horseman Shoes, Tonyi Senayah.
when we connect, everything is possible. Whatever seems unreachable becomes even closer. Building partnerships, redefining the norms. Because when we connect, being there becomes possible, and new ideas come to life. Stay ahead and stay connected with MTN Business Broadband. Superior internet solutions that drive your dreams. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh or call or WhatsApp 0244 308 111.
From weekend warrior to workhorse, when you get behind the wheel of the new MG ZS. The luxurious sedan experience meets the rugged frontier spirit of the SUV. Indulgently generous interiors, hill start assist system for unwanted uphill traffic, and the touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay for easy mobile phone. Designed for the driven.
Kwajo, I wish you well on your new job and please be fine.
Hello, Grandpa.
My grandson, I learned you are leaving your father's hacienda to go and increase your standard of living to an astronomical quotient. I believe that you are trying to bless him. This is my pneumatological aberration. From the Abinkunabolis to the eschatological divinity. I bought you these from the Makers Electronics Company Limited. Take it. Go forth and conquer.
My son, when you receive your first salary, the next line of action, make sure so to the Makers Electronics Company Limited.
Obewu the Makers Electronics Company Limited. Our Taifa Highway. Obesen Womo. Our Amasaman Zongo Junction. Ashraman so omo Vaco Flats. Kumasi. Ahinema Kokobe. The Makers Emma up to 67% discount. Fred the Makers Electronics Company Limited is here. 055 22 22 253 and 055 22 22 254. The Kawusi here called the Makers Electronics Company Limited. The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Horseman, let's come to your shoes. The shoes you do, it's sold quite well, to be very honest with you, and I hear a lot of good reviews about it. Like you mentioned yourself, the former president gave you a mention in the State of the Nation address, and I'm sure he even catapulted the brand some more.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people even
so
outside the
we'll
country.
be here, a truck driver will park and say, they're walking.
Horseman Hanamo.
So they want to see.
Okay.
So around 2014, we had a collection called the Presidential Collection. So when they walked in and you showed the winner, John Mahama share.
Oh, okay.
You know, you go to. I mean, look, I have asked brand experts that if they were managing the former president, how much they would have charged. Nobody had been able to put a figure on it. That's because it was massive. So it gave us a huge brand mileage.
How did you capitalize on that?
I mean, yes, sales. So, like I said, we had the presidential collection, you know, and for a president to have mentioned you, it means that they would have also done their check. So,
of course,
credibility.
Of course.
So it gave me some credibility, currency. So you go into international meetings, and before you walk into that meeting, they have done their checks, and you know, so it clears all doubts that the president wears this brand. So I mean, this guy is, you know, so. It did a lot of things, and we are still reaping its benefits. You know, so it was.
How
massive.
affordable are your shoes to the ordinary Ghanaian? Of course, today everybody is saying Kromaishi. So, how can someone walk into any of your shops and you know, even in the hotness of the
So our shoes are very affordable in terms of what the quality the customer is buying. You know, we know when you see shoes, Italians, when you see quality shoes, it's Italian shoes.
Right.
Today, Italian shoes wouldn't cost less than €100, and €100 is around 800 cedis. You know,
77.
Yeah, and even the second-hand shoes that come from Europe, when you go to Kantamanto, a very good shoe, you'll be looking at around 156 to 200. And then we have the Turkey and then the China shoes, brand new, we'll be looking around 200 and 250. And these are made in Ghana, handmade quality shoes. We sell between 250 cedis and 300 cedis. So I mean, people who know shoes, when we have had people come here and they are amazed at the quality and the price for which we are selling the shoes.
So that's actually leading me to the next question I was going to ask. Do you make enough profit at all?
So it's a numbers game.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that our operations are so huge to churn out the numbers, but we are surviving. So now our next stage, before you even ask the question, our next step is to expand production and go into like real mass production where we can make shoes and make some.
Are you looking at partnerships in doing this?
Yeah,
or you want to do it yourself?
No. See, as you grow, you realize that you can't do all by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so we are open to partnership in terms of investment, in terms of even distribution.
So let's say, so today, what's your capacity if you are to produce shoes? Let's say you are getting an order. What's the limits that you can hit?
Depending on the time, if you give us 4 weeks, we can give you like 400 pairs. Well, it also depends on the design, but yeah, between 300 and 400 quality shoes.
So 400 pairs of shoes in a month. Then some will say you are missing out on a lot, because if you got an order for 5,000 shoes for, say, the prison service, how are you going to fulfill that?
The challenge of most small-scale Ghanaian businesses is the capacity. So even 5,000, but if government wants to build these capacities, it is solvable. So Horseman come, Adepa come, ZYZ, okay, put together maybe 10 companies and produce.
No, so this is the thing. So let's say, hypothetically, of course, but let's say we are going into 2022. The government wants to get 20,000 shoes for all these persons we are recruiting into the security agencies. Now, of the 20,000, Horseman, I need you to take charge of 5,000 of them. We need them in 2 months.
No. Then again, it will come back to what I said, that government must be deliberate.
But it's a deliberate thing.
Yeah, it's deliberate, but
because they are sourcing everything from within, locally, and you're a local company doing so well, they want to give you such contracts so you'll be able to expand even more.
It's good. So you put together a consortium, say not only Horseman Shoes, but all the satellites and remote and other small shoemakers. We need this amount of shoes. Would you be able to produce for us? Yes. Let's give you time.
What would you require in order to satisfy that demand? 5,000 pairs.
People. So
people.
Yes. So in so doing, you also create employment.
Are you open to having some of these people come on? So let's say someone with, say, a background in mass communication says, yeah, much as I've studied mass communication, I feel strongly that I want to understudy Tonyi. Are you open to such things?
We are open to it. People come in and they leave all the time. We even have a program with KNUST.
Okay.
As part of the academic work, the students come on internship for 10 weeks when we are planning our year, because when they come, we train them and they also help in the production. And the joy for me has always been that I have I think 2 companies now who went through our training, and after school,
nice.
They set up their shoe companies.
Okay, then look out for me, Shoemaker KKB. I'm coming your way. Okay, so I mean we should be wrapping up any minute now, though. What will be your plea to government? You've spoken about the deliberate nature of how certain things must be done, of course, but what will be your plea to government in order to have businesses such as yours to actually not just survive, but transcend borders?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when governments wants to help companies, it is not necessarily putting money in their pockets. One, access to market. When government says, we are sewing uniforms for the service, tailors or clothing companies, come, let's build you guys up. So go and 200,000, let's spread it across. It's another way of capitalizing the business.
That's what China has done.
Exactly.
And they've done it so well.
That is the deliberateness, you know. So access to market is one. When government delegation is traveling, I don't know who they travel with, but you can pick some of these young entrepreneurs and go and give them the exposure. Let them go and see what is being.
They do some though, but they usually go with the big entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Right. So this is also part of the deliberateness, you know. So, I always say they know these guys are well educated, Ivy League schools, conferences from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. They are well exposed.
But you never know. Maybe that's advice you are giving.
Yeah,
maybe what they
well, so we hope that these things will happen. Even not necessarily for me, Tonyi, or for Horseman Shoes, but we need a thriving ecosystem. The joy when we see a Ghanaian company flourishing, and now I become so conscious that when I'm buying a product or a service from a well-established company, I find a way to ask, is it a Ghanaian company? There are some businesses that are doing so well, and I was so heartbroken when I realized that it wasn't a Ghanaian company. And this is not to say I am being, no, I just want to know Ghanaian businesses that are doing well. I mean, there's a joy in it, you know. And I have also come to realize that there are even businesses that have become an extension of a brand extension of some countries. You hear some brands.
Yeah, Alibaba, for instance.
China.
Exactly.
You hear Toyota is Japan.
Japan, yeah.
You hear BM or Mercedes is Germany.
Yeah.
Why don't we build such business brands?
Horseman is Ghana. Yeah.
Kasapreko. I mean, let me tell you this. I went to Lomé in 2009, and our host asked the son to go and get us a drink. We were going to have dinner. I decided to walk with him to the shop. So when he was pointing at Alumu, he was telling the shop guy that he wanted Alumu. Then I laughed. They said, oh, then he was telling me, no, why am I laughing? He said, good drink. I said, oh, I know Alumu very well. So for me, it was the pride, you know, that Alumu is sitting on a shelf in Lomé, and a Togolese is telling me, a Ghanaian, that
it's a good drink.
It's a good drink, you know. So we want that feeling. You travel around, you see Ghana-made products, you know.
Next 5 years, where do you see Horseman?
Next 5 years, African trade have taken full force, so we want to have after yes, we want. Is
it? I'm not really feeling the impact.
Well, we all are not feeling the impact. We only read about it in the news, but I think that you have to insert yourself in there.
Maybe we also have to be deliberate.
Deliberately insert yourself in there.
Right.
So in the next 5 years, last 5 years, I said that we want Horseman to be a household name. I think that we are on track, and for me, I'm not just making shoes. I want to build a sustainable business, you know, a business that will transcend Tonyi Senayah. And one of our values is legacy. Right. By legacy, we mean to build a very sustainable business. So in the next 5 years, we will still be in existence and have foothold on the African continent.
Would you perhaps diversify a bit, maybe going to belt making, bracelets, or?
Yes, you know? we have started. We are not making noise about it because we are still at the ground level. So we want to test the idea and also test our production and processes.
Add me to your beta system.
Okay. So we will do belts. We will do wallets. I don't have my wallet here. We will do phone case.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Phone case. Passport cover. This is a hip flask.
Oh, okay.
That we wrapped with leather, so we can customize and write your name. But do you drink whiskey?
I do drink whiskey every once in a while. I don't like it so much though.
And then we have these bookmarks. So so these are coasters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this says surprise your liver, drink water today. You know.
So you are looking at diversifying.
Yes.
This is big, you know. So coasters, belts, wallets, phone cases,
leather book covers.
Book covers.
Yeah. So there's a lot we can do with leather, and I think other leather product manufacturers are doing that on a small scale. So the market is very diverse and very limitless. So yes, Horseman will get into that space, and we are even rebranding to change from Horseman Shoes to just Horseman, so that it become a generic fashion brand.
Right.
So don't be surprised if you see Horseman wristwatches, Horseman shirts, you know.
Horseman haircuts. Okay, all right. But do you have the needed support, the needed funding, partnerships to make this happen in the next 5 years?
Well, we are still looking. We are still looking, but
so again, you are still open to partnerships.
Yes, we are still open to partnerships.
Okay.
But fortunately, we have in terms of the skill and the talents, We have people we are working with rebranding, hoping that when the breakthrough come, their sweat will be rewarded.
Right. I see. Okay, so you heard from him, Horseman. No longer Horseman Shoes, Horseman. Tonyi Senayah suggesting that much as they've made a lot of strides, they're even looking to diversify and even do a lot more. If you are keen on such partnerships, like he said, from coasters to wristwatches to I've forgotten some of them though.
Belts.
Quite a lot. Belts and the like, phone cases, leather bracelets and all. They are open to all of these partnerships. So if you're watching and you're keen on such a thing, whether here in Ghana, outside the country, I know the statistics suggest that quite a number of you watch us from outside the jurisdiction of Ghana. So we are grateful that you watch us. And so this is a very good business opportunity. If you're keen on it, why not? You can reach out to him and also get involved in the democratization of domestication. But yeah, the show has been brought to you by First National Bank, though, in partnership with MTN Business. I keep telling you that if you're not on MTN Business, if you're a startup company and you're not on MTN, then you're missing out, really, because there's a lot you are going to benefit from once you sign up to the MTN SME Plus bundle. It's a fantastic opportunity for you to cut costs, maximize a lot from the very little that you put into your business. With SME Plus, you get to manage all your operational costs in communication. Now, it starts off with the service allowing you to choose from affordable packages. You enjoy talk time, SMS, and business content all bundled into one subscription. The other exciting news is that you get free on-net calls every Monday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Remember, every Monday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., every call you need to make on MTN is absolutely free. What more do you want? All you have to do is to simply dial *5060# to sign up today. Or you can also WhatsApp or call the number 0244-308-111 for more information and stay connected everywhere you go. Now, First National Bank is the bank of the changeables. They say that all you have to do is to join them now, do a switch, and you have a lot of amazing opportunities for your young startup company. One of such benefits is the fact that you get fee-free banking for 3 months, and it's happening from now up until September of 2022. So again, what more do you want? Bank with the bank of the changeables. That's First National Bank. All you have to do is to visit any of their branches in Accra, Kumasi, or Takoradi, or take this number, 0242 435 050, 0242 435 050, and what they will do is that they will send one of their friendly business bankers to you to start the switch process. First National Bank, how can we help you? And over here, I'm hopeful that I managed to help you in a way to understand a bit more while appreciating the story of Tonyi Senayah, Chief Executive Officer for Horseman, as he now tells us, no longer just Horseman Shoes. So think beyond the shoes when you think Horseman. My name is Kwabna Chenchaini Boating. Many thanks for staying with us on the business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB. I'll see you soon, hopefully, with another guest you're expecting.
The business edition of 21 Minutes with KKB was proudly brought to you by
MTN Business Broadband.
First National Bank, Bank of the Changeables.
The Makers Electronics Company Limited, large and in charge with quality but affordable home appliances and consumer electronics.
Designed for the driven,